Hello and welcome back, subscribers, and welcome newcomers. Today I'm doing something different. I'm going to be swatching and testing HIMI gouache paints, the 24 paint set with paintbrushes included. This was off of Amazon, and I have been wanting this set for a while now, and my fiancé gave me it as an early birthday present, so I thought I'd share with you my experience, how these jelly gouache work, some ups and downs that I have discovered, and how mostly digital artist handles a new paint set. I've always wanted to get my hands on gouache, but I wasn't sure if I wanted tubes or if I wanted these jelly gouache, because these require quite a lot of maintenance. If you don't use them on a regular basis, they will end up drying out, and there are other risks involved. If these paints sit for too long, they could mold, and other things like that, so I thought I'd share this with you. I'm gonna let these go in the background. If you want to draw along with me, you're more than welcome to, and I will see you shortly after the swatches are done. Once these were dry, I took a picture after about an hour, and this is what the colors look like, nice and vibrant, but still a bit transparent where I added the water. I used this reference photo to paint this little picture, but it wasn't the best. You couldn't really tell, besides the colors, what was what, since it was such a blurry picture. I'm not used to spending so many hours on adding detail and layers, but I was also used to watercolor. So I was used to, once I laid it down, I couldn't add any colors over top of it. I was also used to digital art, where if I color swatch something, I'm just using the eyedropper tool to get it. I'm not used to mixing my colors to get lighter and darker shades, such as adding warmer or cooler colors to blend together. I do know my color theories of mixing on how to get primaries and secondary and tertiary and all of those. However, it is something that had faded from me doing more digital artwork with a lot of the shortcuts that I needed for my comic that came in handy, whereas with this I had to kind of figure out the right ratios and balances and how much or how little paint, how much or how little water. The type of brush that I was using, big or small, would depend on how much paint would be held in the paintbrush, so it was a lot of trial and error. And one thing that I would highly recommend that I think almost every artist recommends is if you have a dirty water cup and a clean water cup. I'm just using these old spice jars that I cleaned out, and I labeled them so that if I was dipping the paintbrush in them to clean it, I wasn't going to get confused. What I like to do also is have a towel or a sponge that I will clean after it gets too dirty. This towel is way past time to give it a washing, so that I can make sure that there isn't any remaining paint that might be gloopy or stuck to the bristles of the brush that I might not be able to see at first. I'm going to let this painting go and let you sit back and listen to some music, and I will see you in a moment. After a couple of test paintings, I decided to just let loose. I started to get much more comfortable with these paints, and this is actually day 2 of me having these paints. I decided to sit back and just kind of go through Pinterest, look up a bunch of random references, and the main one that I kept finding that I enjoyed of these nice photography photos was just a bunch of snails and nature. They were on giant leaves or sitting underneath mushrooms like they were umbrellas, and so I thought, what about a moss-covered branch with a snail and some little critter friends that are just hanging out with him? I decided to add a lot of layers to this because of how opaque the gouache is, so I wanted it to be a test as well, just to see how much moss I could add to the branches, adding lighter and darker colors just to kind of see what stood out. And I will say this, if I haven't already, I apologize for the angle of the camera. I am using my iPad to record, and it is just on sort of a simple kickstand. I don't have any kind of heavy-duty overhead camera, and I didn't think that being able to put the camera in front of me was a good idea, because I don't have room for it, but also you guys would not have been able to see much, because I've learned this from recording before. My left hand, it hinders where I can place the camera, because it does block a lot when I'm drawing, which is why I enjoy my digital art time lapses, because you can't see my hand. I had a lot of fun just kind of creating the little snail. I didn't really know what kind of colors, if I wanted to go super bright and pastel or just more natural colors, so I just kind of went with a mix of natural and slightly pink for the snail's body and just a standard brown shell. I've been taking a lot of snail shell pictures lately because springtime with rain, a lot of them are discarding some old shells and some new ones. I have a nice picture I'll pop up on screen of one that I had seen on our gate just in front of our house. And I've actually got a lot more pictures. I'm not sure if I'll ever get to the point of doing vlogging type of mixes into these types of videos. If you are interested in seeing more like that, let me know, because I take a lot of photos when I go out and about on just daily walks to travels when I go to places like the beach or the woods that are nearby that have really cool aesthetic stuff to take pictures of. It'll give me something to paint now that I have these, and something for you to kind of get a bit more of a slice of life of things for more of who I am behind all of these videos. I'm gonna let the rest of this painting continue on, and I will see you at the end card. And thank you for making it to the end of today's video. Before you go, though, I'd just like a friendly reminder to check out the link tree below, Patreon, and if you're new and you are not already subscribed, it really helps the channel out. Share to friends, likes and comments are always appreciated, and I hope you guys enjoyed these up-close views of the paintings that I've done over the span of the past 4 days, and kind of where I started and where I'm at today. I plan on sharing more of these videos, so stick around and check out some of my other videos in the meanwhile. Stay possum, see you in the next one, bye-bye!